Hi, this is Jesse Morrill, Principal at Kinard Middle School. In this video, I'll be going through the presentation that we normally do at our parent tours, which are available to parents on Fridays in December and January. And the goal is to help provide parents and families with information about our school as you're making an enrollment decision for the 2017-18 school year. So Kinard Middle School opened in 2004 in the upstairs wing of Fossil Ridge High School. It's actually the first year that Fossil Ridge High School opened as well. And the school opened originally to help serve the core knowledge community here in Fort Collins. So core knowledge is a curriculum that spans kindergarten through 8th grade. And at the time, there were elementary schools in town that were teaching the core knowledge sequence, kindergarten through 6th grade. And there was a desire for those families who were in that curriculum to continue it all the way through 8th grade. And so Kinard was born at that time and was founded really based on three pillars. First of all, it was the core knowledge sequence, that important that we were going to cover that with fidelity and do a great job with core knowledge. The second pillar was character education and a whole child approach to education, which I'll talk about a little bit later in this presentation. And then the third pillar was to build a parent partnership. And so really working together with our parents and our community to build the best school that we possibly could. Now, as a choice-only school, Kinard does not have an attendance area. So that means that any student who's attending Kinard must go through the school choice process. Students who attend core knowledge elementary schools, particularly Bethke, Trout, Zach, and O'Day, and live within the district boundaries, receive first priority in getting into Kinard through the school choice process. So to talk a little bit more about the school choice process, it's important to recognize that the deadline to apply is January 27th. All incoming students at Kinard must apply through the school choice process in order to be admitted. So even if you do go to one of those core knowledge elementary schools, you must fill out the school choice process in order to get into Kinard. Students living within the district boundaries and attending core knowledge feeder schools receive the first priority. And there are also many students who come to our school from schools outside of the core knowledge sequence. And those students are generally able to get into the school if you live within district boundaries. And we also have some students who attend our school from outside of the district. It all has to go through the school choice process, and then invitations are given out based on those priorities. Now, Hal Kinard is our namesake, and we have a special relationship with Mr. Kinard as he comes to the school, every once or twice a month and sits down and talks with kids and meets with our staff, and is just an incredibly inspiring person to us all. Our core knowledge, or our core character values, have really come from the work of Mr. Kinard and kind of what he spoke about and really in the way that he conducted himself when he was a teacher and educator in Poudre School District. The ideas such as good judgment, best effort, respect, honesty, service, citizenship, and responsibility are all modeled, upheld, and celebrated and practiced through every part of the school's culture. So we have a great relationship with Mr. Kinard, and it's incredible to have our namesake be such a strong part of our school. Now, over the past 13 years, while Kinard has existed, we have had some incredible successes, some incredible celebrations, some of which I'll talk about during this presentation. But you can see a few of our celebrations and awards here on this slide. And again, we'll be going into those in some more detail. So to start with, the core knowledge sequence is a coherent, cumulative, and content-specific curriculum. It's a kindergarten through 8th grade curriculum. And the idea is that knowledge builds on knowledge. So as you're gaining information throughout this sequence, you're able to retain prior knowledge, and it allows you to go deeper later on in your career as you're learning about higher level concepts. Our teachers embed the core knowledge topics within the Colorado academic standards, and so sometimes what you'll hear is that core knowledge and Common Core are the same thing, and that is not true. Core knowledge is actually a separate curriculum that existed well before the Common Core. Common Core is embedded within the Colorado academic standards, so we're accountable to the Colorado academic standards as a school and as a district, and we use the core knowledge topics and embed those into the Colorado academic standards to create our guaranteed and viable curriculum. One of the ideas that, again, Kinard was founded on was that we wanted to have a well-balanced curriculum, and we wanted to teach to the whole child. So having a well-balanced curriculum includes requiring that students take English, math, science, history, PE, technology, music, and art through 7th grade, and world language is required in 7th and 8th grade. So as you look at our curriculum at a glance, you'll notice that some of those classes, such as music, again, PE, art, technology, they're part of the required curriculum at Kinard, whereas some schools you may find those classes in the elective category. We actually don't have electives until 8th grade, and again, those elective type classes are built into our required curriculum, and we refer to those as encore classes. So we have our core classes, which are English, history, science, math, and even world language, and then our encore classes include all of the other classes that you see listed on this curriculum side. So you will notice that in 8th grade we have elective opportunities for kids. We'll talk about those a little bit later. But the idea is that we want all of our students to be exposed to a well-rounded education while they're in middle school. Another piece of the whole child approach to education is to ensure that we're doing everything we can to help our students as human beings. So outside of the academic areas, we're going to support our kids in ensuring that they're healthy, safe, engaged, supported, and challenged. We recognize that during this time in middle school, students are going through a lot. There's a big transition and transformation that's happening from 6th, 7th to 8th grade, both physically and mentally, and we recognize that, and we want to nurture our kids through that period of change and growth, and recognize that that's a big part of what we do here at our school in helping our students become well prepared for the next step in their education. Now, when we look at our character education piece, we do follow the 6 Ps: prompt, prepared, polite, positive mental attitude, participate, and productive. We teach these 6 Ps to our students as they come into 6th grade, and we refer to them throughout their time at school. And it's a good way for us to frame the expectations for behavior at Kinard Middle School. We also talk to our students about healthy goals of dialogue, and not only with our students, but we model this as a staff. That when we are talking, when we run into conflict or we run into opportunities for crucial conversations, we want to follow healthy goals of dialogue to model really healthy and effective relationships. So when you look at the left side of the screen, you'll see that learning and finding the truth, producing results, strengthening relationships, those are healthy goals. We want to stay away from unhealthy goals such as being right, trying to win, or trying to save face. And so we model that with our kids, and that's certainly a part of our character education program. The quote really speaks to the idea of how we work together at the school and how important it is that our adults are on the same page. The relationships among the adults in the schoolhouse has more impact on the quality and the character of the school and on the accomplishments of the youngsters than any other factor. It's a great quote by Roland Barthes, and something that we refer to often at our school. Now, as we talk about that, the importance of those relationships and working together, it's important to recognize that Kinard is a professional learning community. We're actually an official professional learning community. We're a visitation site for schools who are interested in learning about how our teachers work together and collaborate to achieve high levels of learning for all of our students. And a part of that is a commitment to 3 big ideas. The first big idea is that the purpose of our school is to ensure that all students learn at high levels. We believe that helping all students learn at high levels requires a collaborative and collective effort. And finally, to assess our effectiveness, we must focus on results, so evidence of student learning, and use those results to inform our professional practice and respond to students who need intervention or enrichment. Through that collaboration, our common course teaching partners are working together on these 4 guiding questions. They're asking, what is it we want our students to learn? What do we want our students to know and be able to do? And again, that comes down to our guaranteed and viable curriculum. They're asking, how will we know if each student has learned it? And in this question, we're talking about assessments, and our teachers will build common formative assessments so that students are frequently assessed on standards-based material and identified as either proficient or above that, or potentially students who are going to need additional help or support. So the third question is, how will we respond when some students don't learn it? So what will we do in terms of providing interventions and support for kids who need that as we're going through that formative assessment process? And then the fourth question is, how can we extend and enrich the learning for students who have demonstrated proficiency to ensure that even those who are showing advanced level work are being challenged and are continuing to grow and learn? Now, on our journey, we had the opportunity for a tremendous celebration when we were recognized as a 2015 National Blue Ribbon School by the United States Department of Education. This was an incredible achievement, and we're actually the first secondary school in Poudre School District to achieve this award. And it's based on a number of years of high achievement scores on state and standardized testing. Our most recent standardized testing scores from the state of Colorado indicate that we're performing quite well on the CMAS and PARCC assessments. This slide here shows the percentile rank that our students have achieved at the state level compared to other middle schools in Poudre School District. On this slide, this indicates the percentage of students who have met or exceeded standards on the different state tests, and you can see all of those state tests on the left side on the left column. And then you'll also notice the average scale score for each of those tests. Next to those numbers is a ranking score. So a 1 means we were ranked first in the district on that particular test. And if there's a 1 with an exclamation point, it means that we were first in the district as well as first among charter schools in the district on that particular test. This slide indicates the median growth percentile scores that our students have achieved on the most recent CMAS tests. Very, very exciting numbers for Kinard, because what this indicates is that our students are not only achieving at high levels, but they're growing at higher levels than their peers. And you can see that Kinard's bar goes all the way up to the 65th percentile. And the other red bars here are the other middle schools in Poudre School District, some of whom are also doing quite well. But at Kinard, we're very proud of the growth scores that our students have achieved over the past year. So as we bring sixth grade students into our community, there's a number of different things that we do as we talk about sixth grade transition. And I'll start with our web program, so Where Everybody Belongs. So that is a group of 8th grade students who supports 6th graders as they're coming into the building in a number of different ways. One way is on the 5th grade visit day in May. Those students help welcome our students, help our students learn about our building, and actually help them to shadow students throughout the day in May, where they get to come in and learn about Kinard before the school year ends. At the beginning of the school year in August, the first day of school is actually a 6th grade day only. And again, our web leaders are there to help support our students on this transition day as they're learning about their schedule, where their classes are, how to do lunch at the school, how to open and close your locker, all of those things that sometimes produce a little bit of anxiety for kids as they're coming into a new school. Now, educationally, we look at some different structures that we have in place that really help with this 6th grade transition. At the top of the screen, you'll notice that we say interdisciplinary teams. That's a big factor in terms of how we transition students who are coming from really having one main teacher in 5th grade to now having different teachers at different grade levels. So our interdisciplinary teams consist of 3 teachers, 1 English teacher, 1 math teacher, and 1 history science teacher. And those 3 teachers will have about 90 kids between them. So they will have those same kids. So they have a chance to talk about kids, get to know students, and these students will kind of move around in a cohort together and make it feel like a little bit smaller learning community. Also, we have ELO, which is Extended Learning Opportunity, which is our chance to provide our students with the extra time and support that they may need if they are struggling at any point in a class or potentially need extra challenge. It's also a time at the end of the day for students to complete some homework and maybe get ahead of the work that they need to complete before heading into activities and things that they go into after school. When we talk about friendly schools, that is a curriculum that we use to help teach anti-bullying strategies for kids. And particularly, we're talking about helping students not be bystanders, because it's important for kids to know how they can step in and support students who maybe are being disrespected, or other students who are using disrespectful language. So this is an opportunity for us to kind of empower and help kids step in and support each other as we create a healthy school culture. Our students are divided into pods, and by pods we mean basically there are 3 different pods in the building, and one of those is the orange pod, which is where most 6th grade classes would happen. We have a pod also for 7th grade classes, and then a pod for 8th grade classes. And lockers and classrooms are in that pod. So again, creating that smaller learning environment. Now, one thing that we're very excited about, and I think most of the district is, are the district ends that the school board and our superintendent have developed over the last couple years. And with these district ends, we really get talking about authentic learning experience for kids, and how we can help them to apply the learning that they're getting through the core knowledge sequence and through the Colorado Academic Standards, and make that really come to life. At Kinard, we have a number of ways that we provide authentic and innovative learning experiences, and you can see some of these pictures demonstrate that, including the use of different technologies in the school with 3D printers and our new drone that we've had a lot of fun with this year, to a fishing unit that happens in PE, trips to Catalina Island in Costa Rica, our amazing media center with flexible learning spaces all over that room. We are constantly trying to help our kids connect their learning to the real world and make it as innovative and authentic and creative as possible. Now, part of that work is developing great student leadership programs, and we have many opportunities at Kinard for students to be leaders, including all the programs that you see listed here. And if you go to our website, you can find out information about all of these different programs and everything that they have to offer. But allowing students to have leadership and voice in the school has been such a rewarding thing for our kids, and actually helps make our school better and better every day. Now, you'll see that we do have some 8th grade electives, so there are a number of different classes that students can take in 8th grade, listed here on this slide. And again, if you go to our website, you can find all this information in the curriculum guide and read about all the different courses that are available to kids for 8th grade when we do get to that elective year. Kinard has a robust athletics program, which is actually the same program is offered at all middle schools in Poudre School District. And so we offer those very sports, and we compete against the other 8 middle schools in PSD, as well as Resurrection Christian School, a private school that's nearby here. You can see that for 6th grade students, cross country, boys and girls golf, and track are options in that 6th grade year. The rest of our sports become available to students in 7th and 8th grade. So a great opportunity for kids to represent their school, compete, and have fun. And we really are focused on competing with character, learning about work ethic, and focusing on making winning a goal, but not the purpose of what we're doing with our athletic program. There's a number of different clubs and ways to get involved, again, at the school beyond athletics. And these are some of the clubs that are offered most years, but we have new clubs that pop up every year based on student interest. And so we have a number of opportunities at Kinard, and kids get involved in numerous ways after school. So I appreciate you taking the time to learn a little bit about our school. We'd love for you to join us with your child on January 12th from 6 to 8:30 for our incoming 6th grade family night. This is a great night for anybody who's either decided they're coming to the school or still trying to learn more and answer some questions. We have opportunities for both parents and kids to see the building, learn about a lot of different aspects of what happens at our school, as well as meet all of our teachers and administrators who will be supporting your kids during their time in middle school. I also encourage you to visit our website for more information, and to follow us on Facebook, as we love to post things about things that are happening at the school that are fun and interesting, as well as put some information out there regarding that sixth grade transition.